Hello everyone, Neil Patel here. Thank you for downloading the latest episode of the Indian Startup Show. In this week's episode, I chat to Pratiksha Gupta. She's the founder of 1SpecialPlace, India's first online speech therapy platform. We talk about how she got started, how the platform actually works. She also talks about what key ingredients entrepreneurs should have, how she manages a remote team, having a supportive family. She also talks about moving 8 times in 10 years and some short tank chat as well, and much, much more. So please enjoy the show. Thank you. Hello, Pratiksha. Thank you for coming on the Indian Startup Show today.
Hi, Neil. It's an honor to be here with you and chatting with you today. Thank you so much.
Excellent. If you could tell the listeners what you're building.
Yeah, so I'm the founder and director of India's first platform, which caters for online speech therapy.
Yep.
It's called 1SpecialPlace, and it's an online platform where individuals with speech, language, and cognitive difficulties they come and we assess them and we provide them online sessions and help them overcome their difficulties.
Excellent. And how did you come up with the idea? What was the light bulb moment?
Okay, so I am a trained speech therapist, and after doing my studies, I was in the UK for a while. Then when I moved back to India, I set up my center in Noida, which is like the Delhi NCR. Yep. And I was there for 4 years running my center. But my husband is in the Air Force, and we keep moving very often. So I had to, when we got posted out of the city, to move to another Air Force base, I had to sort of close down the center. But interestingly, what happened that most of my clients, they kept calling me and emailing me to still help them because in India, what happens, like we all know, there's a huge demand and supply gap. So there were not enough speech therapists in their city, and children were left helter-skelter, and they couldn't find good services, and hence I kept getting those requests to connect with my clients. And that's how, the first program, the email programs that I started for children, that's how they came into being. And as things mature, I realized that just plain emails and were not really sufficient to diagnose children and to help them more closely in their everyday, day-to-day communication. And so that was I think, how we originated, how we came up with the idea to start something more formal to help children who do not get services in their cities, in their localities, and who can really benefit from speech therapy.
Excellent. So
that was the idea. Yes.
Excellent. So how long have you been doing this, and how's it going so far? Can you share some stats?
Yeah. Okay. So how we started was that initially I wasn't myself sure whether it would work. We were just testing waters and everything. So we launched an information-rich website way back in 2014. And, it was loaded with information about speech problems and, some tips for parents and things. But that went really well. And the next year in 2015, we launched a few apps. So that was the breakthrough, I feel. The first app that we launched is called Speech Doctor. And so Speech Doctor is basically a free app which you can download on your phone to detect if your child has a speech difficulty, whether he's hitting his developmental milestones on time. And it's a really easy to decode app where, at the end of the questionnaire, you get a result which tells you whether, there's a delay or not a delay. And if yes, then what they can, what the user can do. So the app basically links the user to our online platform where a more formal diagnosis and more formal evaluations are possible. And if the user or the parent wants any help further in terms of therapeutic procedures, those are provided. So it's more like a whole ecosystem wherein you do it in your privacy. You see whether the child has a problem or not, and then if you're interested, you can go in for further evaluations and therapy procedures.
So is this like a common problem then amongst children?
Yeah, so you will be surprised to note that 1 in 10 children going to school have speech difficulties. So that's like a huge figure where children are at the brink of having speech problems. And what happens is, when the child has a speech difficulty or a language difficulty, that can grow up and manifest into a bigger problem when he's a little older. So that problem can turn into say the child might have some emotional difficulties when he's older, or academic performance can be hampered. So yes, so that's a big number. I mean, the last census, which was done in India, was in 2011, and that showed that 7% of disabled children have speech problems in India alone. And the children between 0 to 6 years, in that age range, around 1.2% of the total children are disabled. So that's like a huge figure. There's crores of people with disabilities and difficulties. And I think it's really important to focus on early identification and early intervention when it comes to children, especially.
You said when you started, you weren't too sure if it would work or not. When was the moment that you thought that it was going to work?
Okay, so because when we hear about speech therapy, so you or going to a doctor, you first think, okay, you need to visit the clinic, and you need to see the professional face to face. So I think there was a lot of weightage to that, and even in my head, it was the same. Although telepractice, as it is formally called, what we are doing, online therapies, is formally called as telepractice. Telepractice is not a new field. It's been around for more than 20 years, and it's an offspring of a lot of research which was started in the United States of America, and the right moment probably came when I could see the difference in the children whom I was working with. So I saw that the power of telepractice was amazing. I could reach anybody sitting anywhere, and guide the parents, guide the clients to do the right thing. So in typically in a speech therapy session, or in an interaction with a client, what a speech therapist needs is to see and hear the client. And these are the two things that are easily possible in an online session, because we do video convincing sort of sessions. And yes, I think just soon after my first child I saw online, I knew that this was going to work, and the implications are huge. So I did a course from US which certified me for online speech therapy, and ever since I've been training hundreds of mothers and even therapists all across the world in this novel method of delivering speech therapy. So I think, yeah.
And you said you got a remote team of 17 that are working all around the world. I mean, how do you manage that? How do you manage a remote team?
How do I manage my? Okay, so I'm known to be a workaholic, and I am all a people's person. I mean, I would do. I really make sure that I listen to everybody's problems, and I think that's why the comfort zone that my therapists in the team, have with me is amazing. So managing them, I would say that we are more like friends. So because they are co-professionals, and I'm there to guide them, support them. We do regular workshops, where we share our experiences, and we grow with evidence-based practice. What worked for one therapist might work for the other as well, because it's still a nascent field, and we all are here to learn and share. So managing them has not been a big issue till now, because, as I said, I treat everybody equally. But yes, we've tried to implement a lot of professional procedures when it comes to documentation and connecting with each other. We recently, if somebody's interested to hear this, we recently moved on to Slack.
Okay, yep, Slack, yeah.
So that has really helped me connect better with my team in terms of, delegating work and letting them understand and share the vision which the co-founders share. And so it's really changed a lot of things for us back end.
Excellent. What is the vision then of the company?
The vision. Okay, so as I just mentioned that there's a huge supply and demand gap. There's so many people out there who can really benefit from help from speech therapy or occupational therapy. So many children. So I think the vision for the company lies in its fact that we are here to help as a social cause. We are here to really reach out to that parent sitting in any part of the world who wants help, and to reach that disabled child who is unable to access professional services because of barriers of location or societal pressure. So I see a lot of parents, they contact me, they say that, there's a lot of taboo when it comes to seeking help. So they're not sure whether the child has a problem. And if the child does have a problem, they're not sure if solutions are available. And what would everybody think if I am going for speech therapy? So all those I deal with a lot of women on a daily basis to counsel them and help them. So I think online speech therapy or telepractice solves all those issues. So, it's a private thing. You can take therapy from your home, if there are parents who come up and tell me that they do not have support from their spouses. So if this is something that, it is in their fingertips, they can really make a difference in their child's life. And not just children, I would say, even adults for that matter. So say we see, young men with stammering or with voice difficulties, or, the elderly who've had a stroke. So these are, the people whom we are working with on a daily basis. It's so much easier for them to access professional help through the online medium. So internet is the fuel that is driving our service. Yeah.
So when it comes to digital marketing, is it like what works best? Is it Facebook or email marketing or Twitter or?
Yeah. So digital marketing is something like it's the basis of the work that we are doing. So yeah, we're all over Facebook as of now. Since we are still a small team, we are looking at how more we can expand on other platforms, including Instagram and Pinterest. But yes, on Facebook, we are doing a fabulous job. We have created our own ecosystem where we have few Facebook groups. So one is a group only dedicated to mothers, and we are, really doing it with our heart and soul. I mean, all the therapists in the team are working very hard towards, giving factual information and helping parents, answering their questions. And there's another group we have, it's more of a general group, and there are a lot of other therapists from all across the world who are there. And, we're just trying to give them guided content in terms of, how speech therapy is changing and how it's all a revolution with online therapy. So yes, digital marketing is something that we are really focusing on. We are also developing a lot of products. I would like to mention that more digital products in terms of, speech worksheets and ebooks. And I have also authored a couple of books for children, storybooks, which promote speech development. And so we are trying from all corners to make sure that we are reaching more and more people, and it is definitely showing results. We are a global brand now. We not only serve clients in India, but also in we are able to tap the NRI population in many countries. But yes, it's majorly Indians based in countries like UK, Middle East, Australia, New Zealand, US is a big potential thing. Yeah. So yes, we're doing well in terms of marketing and reaching out.
Yeah, excellent. Okay. What's the business model then? How do you go about making revenue?
Okay, so as I said, it first started more like a social cause. I really wanted to make a difference. I think success to me is not really making money, but about making a difference in somebody's life, in adding value to that somebody's every day. So sticking by those principles, I've been lucky to find a very enthusiastic group of co-founders, and we're very happy the way things are rolling by. So the business aspect as such, I would like to share that none of the co-founders are taking salaries. But the other therapists and professionals are paid handsomely. In terms of whatever the company is earning, we are sharing our profits very well with them, and because we do understand that things to be viable, people have to be motivated to work. So as such, we are also, as I mentioned, we have an app. So although it's a free an app, we do have advertisements running on the app, and that does contribute to a bit of our revenue. And otherwise, it's just the services and the products. We have the online digital products that are a revenue source as of now. So I started this company with very little money. I mean, and I'm proud to say that we've been able to sustain and then reach here where we are as of now. We are making a difference to a lot of families whom we are connected with. And when it comes to the business side of it, yes, there's a lot of opportunities to grow. We are till now, we were just refining our processes of running a company and hiring more talent and delivering better service and things like that. But now we have expanded to, we are having more associates, more affiliates, and that's how we are going about it. But yes, I think soon we are moving towards understanding to get ready for our seed funding. So we're definitely looking at it closely.
And how's that going then?
That's going all right. I mean, we're working on the pitch these days, and we are tapping into various accelerator programs. But the thing is that we want to be sure that whoever partners with us shares the vision, because it's a very sensitive field. I mean, although there's potential and there's a lot of growth that I can see, but more than that, I really want it to be a value-added system. So we are working, we are understanding things every day, and we are registering ourselves on various accelerator programs, and things are moving up well. Yeah.
Have you done any pitches yet?
We're working on, yes, we've made a couple of them, but I think it's booming, the work right now, and so our figures are changing rapidly. But yes, we are working on making a pitch.
Excellent. So at the start of the interview, you said you're India's first online speech therapy platform. How does that feel to be the first one in India to do this?
It feels good. I think we're the early movers, and we have that advantage of leveraging our resources and expanding. So it feels good. It definitely gives you that kick that you've pioneered something. But I think we are all here to grow. I mean, I'm sure everybody draws inspiration from people who are first. So I think what's more important is to keep it sustainable. So if, it's good that we've reached here, and I would rather focus on sustaining it for a longer period, because I know it's going to be a long haul. And we are here to help everybody grow. So
when you first started your business, what were your thoughts of your husband and your family?
My husband, he's I would say he's the backbone of the things that I do, and he shares his strategies and understands the business really well. So I do see myself getting very busy with work, and I have 2 kids, and I can see the amount of time I would normally like to spend with them versus how much I'm spending with them is not what probably would be ideal. But I think I have a very supportive family, and they all know. My daughters know that mommy likes to work, and I think it's very important for me to make them understand the same, that okay, mommy loves you, but she also wants to work. And so I have a very supportive family, and we do have our own times when we sit together and criticize each other, and how we can understand how we can improve work and make things better for everybody.
Excellent. It seems that everyone in India wants to be an entrepreneur. What do you think of this?
Yeah, I think yes, you're right, because what happens is that this it's a huge country with so many untapped markets. So everybody knows, everybody has an idea, and everybody wants to do it his or her own way. So I think that's what makes it sound like that everybody wants to be an entrepreneur. But yeah, it's exciting to learn that there are so many fresh ideas which are coming up, and there's so much talent around. It's good.
Do you think anyone can be an entrepreneur then?
Well, I think there are a few key ingredients that I think an entrepreneur should have to really turn in that idea into success. And I feel, and I think a few key things would probably be, being a part of the idea from inside, I think is a very important quality. So for example, I am a speech therapist, and obviously I cannot I might have an idea to float a manufacturing firm of, say, telephones, but I don't know anything about it. So, it might sound like a good idea, but unless and until I understand the business from the core, I would not be able to sustain it. So I think one important thing to remember for other people who are listening and who want to start up their own work is to make sure that you are the inside person. You are the core of the apple. You should know what the inside would be. So that's one thing important. And the other, I would say, is, if you're already a startup and, you are probably, you feel you've reached that stage where things are materializing for you. I feel as an entrepreneur, you should be able to face your fears. Everybody can do well what you're good at. I mean, if you're good at something, you would, do that anyways. So, but if there are weak spots, and if you are not able to look at them closely, then you would not grow, your company would stagnate. So it's important to face your fears, do the things which you do not do. If not every day, at least once a week, touch the things that you're scared of. And I think, and I think getting organized is the first thing an entrepreneur needs. The difference between a startup CEO and the CEO of PepsiCo is I think the time management and organization skills. So if everybody can look at understanding how well they can organize their work, you can really ramp up your business. So write down whatever you think you need to do. I think the brain functions at a specific percentage. So if it is already cluttered by the ideas and the thoughts and what has to be done in a day, then you do not have that spare mental capacity to think more, to execute better. So I think it's important for any entrepreneur to write down, be planned, have a diary, a dated diary. So write down the errands for, say, for this week or the next week. Tick off those to-do lists. That's very important. When you open your diary, you should know what's lined up for today, and you tick that off if you've completed it. So I think these are a few important pointers that can really help you become a better entrepreneur and live your dream. Don't worry. Yeah.
Excellent advice there. You mentioned the entrepreneurial journey. I mean, has anything surprised you about your entrepreneurial journey so far?
Yes, there have been surprises. There've been highs and lows, and because I mentioned I'm from a military background, the biggest challenge that I've had, or I'll call it as a surprise, is that we need to move so often, and not everywhere do we get those. What might look very easy for you, Neil, sitting in London, or somebody who's sitting in Bangalore. Something basic as internet, or a good telephone connection, or basic things to run a business. So I think what has surprised me, that even though with these challenges that have come my way, and things have shaped up well, I've been able to do justice to my everyday, and my daughters have really given me that sort of support. So I think if where there's a will, there's a way. So if you really feel that you can swim the sea, and you have that grit to do it, things would definitely shape up.
Excellent. Last few questions. So we're in 2018 now. What excites you most about 2018?
Oh, 2018 looks very exciting. It's just been a month, and the business is expanding well. Our contacts are increasing. We are starting some affiliate programs with a few organizations who are on our similar lineage, and some key things that will keep us up are we are looking at opening more doors into hiring better people, and that's one. The other is we are looking for a seed funding. That's the other, and I think that's the most exciting part. And the third exciting event looks like that we are going to expand in the education industry. So we're looking at tying up with schools and understanding where online therapy can help the children per se who go to school. So it's going to be a good year, definitely.
Excellent. Okay.
We're up for a lot of hard work, yes.
Okay, yeah, exciting stuff here. Actually, what would the business look like in, say, 20 years' time then? Obviously, we've got the technological advances.
Yes, yeah. So technology is something that's growing rapidly, and nobody would have thought that internet can connect you and I today, sitting miles far apart. I think it's hard to think about 20 years, but yes, maybe, big 10, 15 years. What it does look like is that telepractice, everybody would know about it. That's the biggest challenge we face on a daily basis, is educating people about accepting online telepractice or telemedicine. There are so many ways in which a patient or a person who has a difficulty can access help, but that acceptance is not there. So I definitely see that our work, which our endeavors towards making people accept and get aware about online help, online therapy, or telemedicine or telepractice, that's definitely going to be a lot easier. I mean, it's just like, how online shopping started a decade back in India, and, how people were reluctant. But then, now it's like their second thing. So if they So they just want to rely on it. So I'm definitely looking at more acceptance in these few years, and obviously, better quality and understanding how we can make speech therapy more objective is another thing that I'm constantly working at. We get a lot of talent from all across the world, but no two speech therapists or no two special educators work the same way. So I'm looking at how we can make that more objective so that we can have a standardized protocol for everything. And I think that would be something that would definitely get clearer in the next decade or so. If, I think this is what it looks like.
Actually, you said you've moved so many times. How many times have you moved then?
So I've been married for 10 years now almost, and I've moved 8 times.
Oh, okay.
So it's a year and a half.
What's the longest time you spent then in one place?
In one place, it was in 10 years. So I didn't accompany my husband for a tenure, and that was how I was able to run my center in Noida for 4 years. But when I was with my family, the longest I've been in a place was for 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay. And do you have any heroes or people you admire?
Oh, yes. I admire all the mothers I work with. I mean, on a daily basis, I see so many brave women out there who are so inspiring, and hats off to all of them. As an entrepreneur, I think I obviously look at honing skills and, improving improving my personal understanding of running a business, because at one point in time I was just a therapist, and time has just changed me into an entrepreneur. So it doesn't come easy. It takes a lot of mind shift to understand that you are switching roles. So yes, it's important to keep reading about inspirational. So I do read, I do follow Robin Singh. He's a motivational speaker, and he has done some amazing work, and I do follow his 5 a.m. club, and there are a few more others. I watch Shark Tank quite a bit, if that is something people are looking at understanding. So that's really given me a very simple way to understand how businesses can move up. And Mark Cuban is somebody whom I admire a lot.
Would you like to go on Shark Tank?
Sorry, I didn't get it.
Would you like to go on Shark Tank?
Would you like to go on Shark Tank? Well, I'm sure it's everybody's dream to be on Shark Tank, and I wouldn't mind going there with my team. But yeah, we'll take it slow. We'll first see how we go in with our angel investors first, and then probably a VC funding to the tune of Shark Tank. But yes, it'll be hilarious to watch ourselves on TV like that.
Okay, thanks for coming on the show. One last question then, for people who want more information on One Special Place and yourself, how do they connect?
Okay, so 1SpecialPlace.com is the root website. Anybody looking for help can log on and connect with us. My personal email ID, you can connect to the backend team, and things are always brought to my notice. And we are on Facebook, we are on Twitter, Instagram, and we're doing some good work. The app that we launched is called Speech Doctor. And so it's on the it's on the Android platform as of now, but we are moving it to the iOS shortly. And so that's the best way to connect with any of us.
Pratiksha, thank you for coming on the show today.
Thank you so much, Neil. It's been a very stimulating to talk with you today, and I hope that I've added value to your listeners. And I congratulate you for starting such a beautiful platform yourself.
Thank you very much. All the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Neil.
Yeah. Cheers, mate. Thanks to Pratiksha for coming on the show today. That is the end of the show. If you liked it, please leave a rating and a review of the show. Just search for the Indian Startup Show on iTunes. We're also on Stitcher, Overcast, Pocket Cast, Downcast, Intercast, Pocket Cast, and Apple TV. If you're building something exciting, please send me an email, hello@neilpatel.co, or tweet at Indian Startup SH, or you can go to facebook.com/Indian Startup Show. We'd love to connect. If you're interested in creating your own podcast in 2018, then check out my class on Skillshare.com called Getting Your Podcast Off the Ground. I've been teaching this for over 15 months now, and it's had 600 students, and it's had great testimonials, so check out the link on the show notes to get started. Advantage of doing your own podcast, you build something amazing that you own 100%. You have 100% creative control. You can do whatever you want, and it's a lot of fun. So check out the link in the show notes, and you can do your own podcast. Thank you, and goodbye.